Good evening. It's wonderful to be back with you once again, isn't it, Ronnie?
Indeed it is. And in a packed programme tonight, I shall be talking to members of the Special Patrol Group of the Society for Psychic Research who rushed to London today to investigate the unexplained sighting of a porter at Euston Station.
And I'll be introducing you to the Brazilian coffee millionaire who's built a house in his own grounds.
First, the news. The Minister of Defence is to investigate allegations about a recent ceremony at which members of both the Parachute Regiment and the Women's Royal Army Corps were given medals. Apparently it got rather out of hand and turned into a bit of a gong-bong.
In America, a congressional committee of inquiry has been appointed to investigate recent claims that convicted criminals lead lives of luxury. This follows the recent case of an Albuquerque man who was sentenced to the electric sofa.
Police have stepped up the search for Laxley Druitt, the Member of Parliament who's gone off his chump. They fear that in his present state of mind, he might do something sensible.
There was swift justice today for the Bridlington man accused of impersonating a truss. He was bound under for 14 days.
Motoring news. Following the success of the Talking Maestro, next week sees the launch of a new car that tells jokes. It's called the Laughing Cavalier.
And fears that the increase in the numbers of burglaries might damage the national economy were confirmed today when the pound fell 6 points against the stolen video. But now for a sketch featuring Mr. Ronnie Barker, a man with such amazing reserves of stamina, he once stayed awake all the way through a Paul Daniels trick.
He don't like the beef bourguignon.
Who don't?
He don't. There's only one geezer in there. He says it's tasteless, lumpy and cold, he says.
Oh, you mean he's not very keen on it?
No.
Oh, well, we can't have that. We'll have to see what we can do about that, won't we, Alphonse?
We will indeed, Chef, yeah.
Right. I'll tell you what we'll do.
Yeah.
See if we can find them Brussels sprouts we had left over from yesterday.
Oh, I like it, I like it. Brussels sprouts. Where are the Brussels sprouts, Chef?
Right, stick them in here.
Yeah, we'll do. Yes, yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Right, there we are. Now then, bit of mustard.
Ah, you must have read my thoughts, Chef.
Yeah, just a soup salt. That's it. He said it was a bit cold, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He won't say that again, will he? Or much else for that matter, I don't suppose.
No, we won't. Right. Any other complaints, did he?
Yeah, he wasn't over chuffed about the meat. He said it was horse.
Horse? What did he think this is, the Ritz?
I know. And he said he only had one lump.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, we'll give him another lump. Then. There we are.
Oh, yes, a good idea.
That's the idea. His gain will be Tiddle's loss.
She didn't reckon it much anyway, did she?
No, she had class, that cat, didn't she?
More than you can say for the customer, that's what I would say.
That's right. Hand me that dodgy bit of tripe over there, would you?
Oh, yeah. If it'll stay still long enough. Gotcha. Yeah. You're never going to put that in, surely?
No, perish at all, perish
No.
at all. Oh, I don't know, no, why not? Nothing's too good for our valued patron, that's it there.
That's right, yeah.
He still lacks a bit of something, he's a bit thin, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, a bit of body.
I'll tell you what I've got to do. Here you are. I'll give him one of these, eh?
Yeah, right,
That's the idea.
That's it, that's it.
That's it. Right, listen. Push out. A blue bottle. A blue bottle in my kitchen.
Oh, God, Gary.
Hasn't it read the hygiene regulations? Where is it? Here. Well caught, Alphonse. Can't say there's no body in it now, can you?
Extra protein at no extra cost.
That's it. We aim to please, don't we,
Indeed.
Alphonse?
Do you know what he had the temerity to suggest?
What?
That the plate was dirty.
Oh, did he? Oh, Lackaday and Lamentations. Well, I'll soon fix that.
That's right, that's it.
There we are. Now you can see his face in it. Lovely. Right.
I told him that Egon Ronnie often passes this restaurant. I told him that distinctly.
Yeah?
He told me to put a sock in it, he said.
A sock?
Yeah, put a sock in
The
it.
man must be psychic.
Yeah.
There you are.
That's
So it can't be clean, never mind. It's an express thing, isn't it?
Extra content of high fibre.
That's right, now. Yeah, we'll give him a dollop of this here.
Yes, that's right.
That's it.
That's
There
it.
we are.
Lovely.
Some of that and some of that. Now,
Very
you take
nice.
this round
Yes.
to our lovely gourmet friend.
Yes.
That's right, and see what he thinks of that, all right?
I'll do that.
There you
yes.
go.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, hang on. You haven't got your thumb in it.
Oh, what I never learned, Sheffy. That better?
That's lovely, man. That's it. Tell him, give him the compliments of the house and tell him if there's anything else we can do, we'll do it all over him.
Would you believe it?
What?
He's gone.
Gone?
Yeah.
After me slaving my fingers to the bone?
I know.
What a flaming liberty. Still good to play, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Please welcome this week's guest, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Lawrence.
Think about me and you. Think of all the changes we've been through. The laughter and the tears, the years together. Little did we both know. When we fell, we gave up all control. But times get hard, but strong enough to carry on. 'Cause love has a mind of its own. It moves in its own circles, and it will wrong where it will wrong. Love has a mind of its own. Holds our lives together. You're my heart, and you're my home. Stayed awake last night. Told myself that this time we were through. The passion wasn't pain. My heart had changed. Then in the morning light, the feeling caught me like a knife. And then I knew I couldn't walk away from you. 'Cause love has a mind of its own. Moves in its own circles, and it will wrong where it will wrong. Love has a mind of its own. Holds our lives together. You're my heart, and you're my home. We can drive ourselves so far apart till the world gets in between. Before you know, the distance grows till we lose sight of our dream. But the wonder of it all is how long we'll survive. It never fails to keep us going. It never fails to keep us alive. Love has a mind of its own. Moves in its own circles, and it will roll where it will roll. Love has a mind of its own. Holds our lives together. You're my heart, and you're my home.
Good evening. I'm a health freak. That was just a little joke. And here is a big joke. Now, personal fitness. Are we, as a nation, neglecting our health? Did you know that last year, 100% of all deaths were caused by people not being very well? The fact is, we simply don't get enough exercise. How about a grueling 75-mile hike across the moors? Personally, I like nothing better. So every Saturday morning, that's exactly what I do. Nothing. Now, I had a letter from a viewer in Peebles who writes, "How can I get a body like Jane Fonda's?" Well, Mr. Dinsley, you won't get it overnight. Certainly not with Jane Fonda, you won't, anyway. But thanks to the revolution of aerobics, it is possible for fatties to slim down to a shapely hourglass figure. Here we are. Look at that. It's all right if you like that sort of thing. Of course, since then, I've managed to put it back on. much to the relief of my wife. Now, here is something to exercise your stomach muscles. A BBC cheese and chutney sandwich. Oh, that reminds me, I must clean out the budget cage when I get home. But remember, too much exercise can bring problems. A few weeks ago, my secretary, Miss Tumbleturn, had the misfortune to overdo it with the chest expanders. She went sunbathing topless on Brighton Beach, and everyone asked who'd move the pavilion. Eventually, she was asked to cover up her minarets. To compensate, the next day she went jogging. Came back with 2 black eyes. So remember, always take along a heavy sweater, such as Eamon Andrews. How can we cut down on calories in our food? One simple tip is to put a brick in your steak and kidney pie. The British Rail have been doing that for years. Try and cut down on fats. Now, here is a plate of ordinary fish fingers with the batter removed. Oh, no, sorry, that's the new cholesterol-free cheese omelette, I'm sorry. Another tip, in future, try cooking your fried eggs in sunflower oil. They are delicious. There we are. There's one. Look at that. Now, over here is my assistant, Miss Willits, and she has the recommended breakfast for slimmers. There we are. 1 glass of fruit juice, 1 ounce of cottage cheese, and 2 crackers. Breakfast in bed can be fun. So, which are the foods that are bad for you? Well, the simple answer is all of them. All food is extremely harmful, and the only way to stay really healthy is not to eat anything at all. Or the FA plan diet, as we call it. Cyril Smith has been on this diet now for 2 weeks. Yesterday, I asked him how he found it, to which he replied with a mirror on a stick. Of course, he was in a bad mood because he'd just shaved off some unwanted hair around his navel and got booked for having a bald spare tire. But, of course, some foods are much worse for you than others. A report out today shows that pork sausages can be a considerable health hazard, particularly to pigs, of course. So, in future, they will all carry this government health warning. Doctors think twice before eating a pork sausage. Certainly in Golders Green they do, anyway. So, if you want to find out how to lose 11 pounds in 1 week, just write off now for my special booklet, enclosing 11 pounds. As a general rule of thumb, only eat things that taste absolutely disgusting. The more disgusting the taste, the better something is for you. The exception, of course, being Bernard Manning. So, finally, to sum up, take more fibre and more exercise and start every morning like I do, with 3 plates of all bran and a quick 100-metre dash. Good health!
I say, Humphrey.
What is it, Godfrey?
You don't mind if I smoke my pipe, do you?
Not if you don't mind my being sick, old chap.
Oh, that's perhaps all right. Oh, God, that's a rather highly coloured sock you're wearing there, old chap, is it?
Wonderful, isn't it? Fantastic colouring.
Yeah.
Hand-knitted in the Congo, you know.
Really?
Not another like it in England.
I bet you a fiver there is, old chap.
Done, right. Where is it?
On your other leg. Oh, come on.
Sorry, old chap. My daughter's cycling sock.
Your daughter's bought a bicycle, has she?
Yes, she loves it.
Oh.
Yes, goes everywhere on it.
Really? Well, she's a farmer's wife. I thought the money would be better spent on a cow, wouldn't it?
She'd look a bit of a fool riding round on a cow.
Yeah. Not half as much a fool as she'd look trying to milk a bicycle.
Hello there.
Hello, old boy. I say it's rather crowded, what?
Very crowded,
Yeah.
really. Very difficult to have a conversation without feeling someone is overhearing one.
Oh, I've solved all that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've invented aristocratic rhyming slang.
Oh, really?
ARS for short.
Doesn't sound very aristocratic.
No.
How does it actually work?
Oh, it's simple, old boy. You see, you have the old school ties here, you have the Mary Rose, you have the Lords and Peers, and you have the old,
Audley Street South. I
very
think.
good, and you've got the little,
Pink gin.
Pink gin, absolutely got it in one, yes. And then when you leap into your car, you see, you grab hold of the Lord Privy Seal and you press the old Knight of the Garter. What?
No, I'm sorry, I don't follow that lot.
Well, Lord Privy Seal, wheel, Knight of the Garter, starter. You see what I mean?
Oh, I see. Sorry, I was being frightfully Savile Row over that.
Yes, you weren't exactly on the Royal Albert Hall, were you, old boy?
I suppose once one gets the hang of it, it's not at all Grenadier Guard.
Oh, no, it's absolutely simple. And the beauty of it is, you see, you can talk about anyone without anyone knowing what the artesian well you're talking about is.
Bit of a St. James's Park.
Oh, it is, absolutely. Why don't we have a little chat about the jerseys?
Yeah. The jerseys?
Girls, oh, girls.
Oh, Jersey cows.
No. Jerseys and pearls, oh, boy. A Jersey cow. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you're right. Good evening.
You have to raise your Rolls Royce a little. I can't hear above the Henley Regatta.
I know, it is a bit like... I say she's a bit on the centre court side.
Now, she's much too hunt ball.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
My Jove, what a magnificent upper crust.
And that one's coming out.
Really? I didn't notice. Stout, you mean?
Yes, the stout one, yes. I say, you see this one?
Yes.
The one with the string of Marquis and Earls round her neck. Oh, she's delightful. A proper little Lucinda Pryor Palmer, she is. I mean, she's got a wonderful little anchovy paste, hasn't she? And a beautiful pair of plover's eggs.
Rather a nice pedigree chum as well. What about this girl in the corner?
Oh, that one over there, she looks 3 parts amethyst to me.
She is a real Park Lane in the Knightsbridge underpass.
Oh, I say, here she comes again, look. Looking for more booze. She'll lose her Richmond and Twickers before the night's out.
What about that yachting chap over there?
Well, the one with the pink trousers and the rather fancy castle moat.
Yes. Do you think he's,
What, Richmond Deer? Almost certainly, yeah. What about a little more Harrod's hampers, what?
Well, just a daddy's yacht.
Yes, here we are. What do you think of the pheasant and grouse?
Well, this room's all right. I think the rest of the place is in a bit of a Buckingham Gate.
Yes, it is a bit, really. Apparently, he is something in Katie Boyle.
I remember last year when Camilla smoked a point, rushed upstairs and was immediately sick in the Fortnum and Mason.
And poor old Gwendolen slipped at the top of the stairs, went for a right road in Girton all the way down the stairs, landed flat on her children's nanny.
But I better rejoin the wife, otherwise she'll be in a proper Bucks fizz.
Yes, I must dash to the Cambridge Blue. I'm dying for a Shoreham by Sea. An old country singer lay dying at the end of a long, weary life. And he lay with his loved ones around him, 3 dogs, 7 horses, and a wife. Oh, Mary, the voices are calling. They're calling and telling me to go. But before I set out on my journey, there's one thing that I gotta know. Do they play country music in heaven? Are there still 4 square beats to a bar? Can I find a backing group among the angels? Can I swap my plucking harp for a guitar? 'Cause I just can't leave my music. It's the thing that has served me so well. So if I can't play my music in heaven, I'll go play my music in hell. And with that, he lay back on his pillow with a sad, dreamy look in his eye. And his soul saddled up and departed for that pearly stockade in the sky. And there stood St. Peter waiting, and he opened that big rhinestone gate. But before I go in, said the singer, St. Peter, I must know my fate. Do they play country music in heaven? Are there still 4 square beats to a bar? Can I find a backing group among the angels? Can I swap my plucking harp for a guitar? 'Cause I just can't leave my music. It's the thing that has served me so well. So if I can't play my music in heaven, I'll go play my music in hell. Come inside now, said Peter, and rest you. Change out of them dirty old things. Try these breeches of snowy white buckskin, and this waistcoat with slits for your wings. Yes, you can play your music in heaven. and your guitar is safe in your hands. There is no room in hell for a singer, 'cause it's too full of rock and roll bands. So he played country music in heaven, and there were 4 square feet to the bar. And he found a backing group among the angels, and he swapped his plucking harp for a guitar.
I say, Humphrey,
What is it, Godfrey?
it says here, a firm bust in 4 weeks.
Well, that's nothing. My brother's firm went bust in a fortnight.
No, it's an advert for women.
Well, don't answer it, old chap. You got one. Talking of women, have you seen the new maid in the bar?
Yes, I have. I've seen better legs on a piano. And with a piano, you get 1 extra. Bit of a gold digger, too, you know.
Really?
Yes, oh yes. I can read women like a book.
What system do you use?
Braille.
Trouble with life is, when you're young, you can't afford women, and by the time you've got money to burn, the fire's gone out.
Yes. Like my brother. He still chases his secretaries around the desk, but he can't remember why.
Good evening, Arthur.
Good evening, Arthur.
You're early.
Yes, my house is on fire.
Oh, dear. Have you rung up the fire brigade?
No, I'm going to wait till 6, get the cheap rate.
What are you going to have, a pint of mild?
Oh, no, I'm on halves these days. I'll have 2.
Oh.
Hey, your picture's upside down.
I know, it's a Turner.
Oh. We got a Beethoven at home.
Well, he's a musician.
I know, it's a rotten picture.
Do you know what Beethoven's last words were?
Pardon?
That's right. Is that an oven-ready canary you got there?
No, do you want to buy it?
Why, what's wrong with it?
It's got 3 legs, look.
How much?
£2 a leg.
Oh, no, I've only got 5p.
I got change. That could be a rat, you know, Arthur.
I thought you said it was an oven-ready turkey.
No, I mean that noise in the cupboard there.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's been going on there since last Christmas.
Oh, has it? Oh, talking of Christmas, do you know Bert?
No, I don't, no.
No, neither do I.
I know another fella's name's Bert.
Who's that?
Bert.
That's him, yeah.
Oh, he's a very good husband up to a point.
Oh, what point was that?
The point when he ran off with the bridesmaid while his bride was signing the register.
Well, that's marriage, isn't it, Arthur, eh? Yeah. It's my silver divorce next Tuesday, you know.
Oh, well, I wish you good health.
Cheers.
Tell me, what day of the week does Good Friday fall on?
Well, it fell on a Thursday this year.
So did my dog, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He was a grand little fellow, he was.
Yeah.
You just used to throw the stick and say, "Fetch Morris."
Yeah, did he fetch it?
Yeah, no.
Why not?
Well, he wasn't called Morris, you see. He was named Stanley. After the footballer, you know.
What, Stanley Matthews?
No, John McEnroe.
John McEnroe don't play football.
Well, neither did the dog, did he?
Hello?
No.
Oh, funny little echo in there. It won't open, though.
No, it's bank holiday.
Oh, that's right. Nothing opens bank holiday, does it? No.
Could be dry rot, you know.
We had a woodworm once, but it died.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
of?
It was drowned in the rising damp.
Somebody told me a funny story in here the other night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was Christmas Eve, and the shepherd was on the hillside, you see.
Yeah.
And what do you do to a sheep?
Earn it.
Oh, I shan't bother to tell you then.
Listen, why don't you unlock the cupboard?
Well, I can't find the key.
Well, maybe it's inside.
Well, have a look then.
All right. Oh, look at that now. It's old Bert.
He's been in there since last year.
Yeah, I better take him home. He'll be missed.
As a newt.
Thank you, Emma. I know what you're thinking. That's the first time I've seen a garden mole wearing glasses. No. And who left that SAS action man in the chair? No. No, it is pathetic, isn't it? You know, a comedian of my enormous stature, you know. Do I hear sniggers, some doubt, about the word comedian? No. No, that is what I am. But to be honest, my wife has made me put this on because I have a small cold. A small cold what, you're all asking? No, she was very insistent that I should wrap up. Or was that the producer? I can't remember. Anyway, it is fair enough, I suppose, because I do seem to attract all manner of ailments these days. Only a few weeks ago, my hush puppies caught distemper. And I was always very sickly as a child, especially with my size. As a baby, I was so small, I could only have one measle at a time. And sniffly noses do run in our family. Now, my old Uncle Herbert, for instance, has a lot of trouble breathing these days. He's dead. No, he's not, no. That is just a story he puts about to get sympathy. Now, it's understandable my wife worries, because it does get very nippy here at the BBC. Only this morning, the producer secretary said she was going away to get a jumper to warm her up. 2 hours later, we found her in a broom cupboard with Daley Thompson. So my wife was very firm about it. Put your woolly balaclava on, she said, and stay out of drafts. She said, if you take that off, she said, I will never speak to you again. That's the best offer I've had all week. No, the fact is that my wife has been rather moody just lately. For one thing, the house is in rather a state. In fact, our carpets are so filthy, the vacuum cleaner's developed a hernia. We've been having a lot of trouble fixing up her driving insurance as well. It's never an easy job. The day she passed her test, Lloyd's of London sounded the lutein bell. Personally, I think she was wrong taking lessons from her brother-in-law. He used to drive a muck spreader. He was Nigel Dempster's chauffeur. Quite a good point there. The other night I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there she was, my wife, just standing there, gazing mournfully through the window, just like that. Just gazing. She looked so sad. Eventually I had to get up and let her in. No, I know why she's upset. We had a little tiff about how to redo our front garden. I wanted a nice lawn with all the little ornaments, and she wanted crazy paving. In the end, we reached a compromise and had the garden gnome certified. It's amazing, really. It's actually amazing that our marriage has survived at all, when I think of everything she's had to put up with over the years. Like the time on our honeymoon, when I had to be given a bump start. We were driving round the continent and the car broke down. Please. You are awful, you lot. Honestly, I should have known better, really. I just bought one of those cheap, tinny French cars with the ring pool sunroof. I'll never forget the awful boarding house we stayed in. My goodness, pokey. It was so small, they cleaned the windows with Optrex. But I digress. On to tonight's story, which actually really truly did happen at our last end-of-series party. After the last show in every series, the BBC throw a party up in the bar. The producer was leaving, and we wanted to give him a present. So we bought him a private helicopter. And I say private helicopter, it was more a sort of, very primitive kind of, auto-gyro thing, Let's be honest, it was Magnus Pike in a bucket. And as he spoke to me, as the producer spoke, a tear bedimmed his eye. Ronnie, he said, today is the birthday of my dear old Irish mother. How I wish I could hear that song, he said. She used to sing to me as a child. Paddy, me boy. Just for old time's sake. And it was the first time I've seen him cry since someone cracked the combination lock in his wallet. I don't mind saying I was deeply touched. I was deeply touched. There you are, I told you I didn't mind saying. Because I have known our old producer for many years. I mean, he, to be honest, plucked me from obscurity when I was still doing walk-ons for Magic Roundabout. That was about the time when Zebedee had been a little bit naughty. If you know what I mean. And we just all heard that Florence was expecting a spring baby. So I thought there must be something I can do here for the dear old producer. So I went into the corridor out to have a think, and who should I bump into in the corridor getting into a lift but Joe Lost and the orchestra, carrying their instruments. So I rushed over to Joe. I said, look, before you go home, a great favour. Do you think you boys would come into the bar and play a few verses of Paddy Me Boy for our producers, you see? It's his mother's birthday, and it would mean the world to him. So he said, of course, we'll only be too pleased. So they all trooped back into the bar and took their positions ready to play. Then one of the band pipes up. He says, just a minute, Joe, he says, Paddy Me Boy, Paddy Me... How does that go? And Joe Lost said, well, don't ask me. I thought you all knew, he said. I thought you all knew. Chap said, well, I don't know. I've never heard of it. Whereupon it transpires that no one in the orchestra, not even Bertie on the drums, not even Bertie on the drums, had heard of the song, Paddy Me Boy. So to cut a long story short, the producer is called over. Joe Lost says, look, it's very embarrassing. He said, the band here would love to play your song. Mother used to sing to you, but none of us seem to know it, this Paddy Me Boy. How does it go? I said, oh, he said, it goes like this. It goes, Paddy Me Boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo?
Well, that seems to be just about all we have time for tonight, doesn't it, Ronnie?
Yes, indeed it does. But before we go, a few late items. Bad news tonight concerning missing gang leader and drag artist Sylvan Velour. Apparently he's been found at the bottom of the Thames wearing a pair of concrete slingbacks.
This afternoon, Mr. Cyril Smith sat on an all-party Commons committee. They hope to be back at work on Sunday.
And in today's Swiss skiing championships, Rolf Schneiderhaus achieved a remarkable double. He won the men's downhill in 57 seconds, sat on the sharp end of his ski stick and won the uphill in 56 seconds.
Claims that animals can develop the characteristics of their owners was confirmed today when a racehorse belonging to Clement Freud was disqualified for boring.
Finally, the BBC announced tonight that as a special tribute to Selwyn Wedgley, the film world's leading understudy, the BBC will be showing a special season of everybody else's films.
How true, how true. In next week's programme, we shall be meeting breakfast TV astrologist Russell Grant, who consulted his prune stones at lunchtime today and decided not to tinker with his tailor but soldier on till he met a sailor.
Until then, it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.
Good night.